in your filmography, where will you rank Bob Biswas?
The good thing to do, Faridoon, is I don't need to rank anything. The audience ranks us.
Working with Mr. Balki once again?
Yes. What fun. It's always fun. Whether we're shooting the idea campaigns or whether we're shooting Far or now Ghoomer, it's always great to work with Balki.
Everyone has watched Harivansh because of its satellite
it's
release.
One of the most successful films for the channel when it comes on satellite.
Talking about Ranveer, you guys are having a football match on 7th, I believe, in Dubai.
Oh, absolutely. It's always fun.
First of all, congratulations for Dasvi.
Thank you.
We'll talk about it shortly. But so Bob Biswas is now releasing on Zee Cinema, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it gets a bit challenging, Faridoon, you're in one film zone, you're shooting for another, and now you're promoting a third that is already released. But I guess this is the modern world, So I'm happy about that. I'm happy that it's coming on television because, the kind of audience that television has is very different to the kind of audience that watches, OTT platforms. It's reaching out to a wider audience, and Zee Cinema has a great subscriber base. So I'm happy that they're going to get to see Bob.
Right. So this is going to be interesting because a movie is first releasing on an OTT platform. Now it is going on satellite. This is something that maybe say 3 years before, 4 years before, I think no one would have even imagined that we can have this sort of release strategy happening.
Yeah. Nice. Isn't that exciting that we're living in times where we're getting to just kind of remake the rules altogether? You're so right. First the process was always first it comes in theaters, then came the advent of satellite television. So okay, a couple of months later it'll come out on satellite. Now it's so nice that these things are changing. It just means that nothing is constant in life and you have to be on your toes no matter what.
Okay. All right. So we'll come to the entire platform element shortly. But now, in your filmography, where will you rank Bob Biswas?
The good thing to do, Faridoon, is I don't need to rank anything. The audience ranks us. And that's the rank that really matters. So, I'm just happy that they all saw it when it came out on Z5 and, the kind of love and appreciation that Bob Biswas got. I was so happy for Sujoy and for Dia. I mean, it's Dia's first film. She's a new, young, vivacious talent and happy that she got a huge thumbs up for her first outing and very happy for her. Obviously, any time that you do any work and it's appreciated, it's a great confidence booster. So you always feel good about that, but you can't, like you and I have always discussed, you can't rest on your laurels of what you've done in the past. You have to start working towards the new dawn. So it is where it is, and I was very happy with the film, very happy with the kind of love that it received the first time around. I look forward to a lot more diverse, different kinds of reaction this time when it comes on television. And but we carry on with the next film and keep working hard.
Right. So I would like to tell you something. So I was in Riyadh in December, and I was told, one of my friends told me that I've seen Bob Biswas on OTT. Like it's a country where the cinema halls they have started functioning only recently now.
Okay.
And for people to watch a film directly on an OTT platform, that in itself, I think it's a bit of a new element as far as I feel, because they love Indian cinema. They're absolutely crazy about it, but obviously because of the reservations with regards to movies releasing in theaters, they had different perspectives. But do you in a way find it fascinating that because of OTT, the way movies are reaching out, the way Dasvi, for example, I think it has trended in various countries as well, apart from India, of course. Do you find it fascinating in a way?
I think it's fantastic. Any new medium through which you can reach a wider audience, I think is brilliant. What an exciting time to be part of the film industry, because we get to reach out to these newer audiences. More people get to see a film. I have so many friends in places, like some of my friends in Mexico have seen Dasvi. And I said, hey, we love the film. And, these are all like friends that I went to school with, and they all live all over the world. The Canary Islands. I got a message from a friend of mine in the Canary Islands who had seen Dasvi. So it's it's so exciting that we have these new platforms which take your work to different countries. It's so wonderful.
Right. I okay, so we'll come to that. But talking about Bob Biswas, I thought that entire Nux Vomica element was really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool as well. It actually, that was one of my favorite things about the film. It's a very cool film,
Right.
but it's not shot in your traditional cool manner. The protagonist or the antagonist is not propped up like a cool character. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
the hero of the film is Bob Biswas, and he looks the way he does, he behaves the way he does. There's nothing traditionally heroic about him. There's nothing traditionally cool about him, but it's just, I found it so cool. And I loved this whole juxtaposition of opposites. I thought that made it so, it's such a wonderful world.
What I really find fascinating about Sujoy is that he chooses the most unusual actors for the most dynamic characters, like like the gentleman who's basically in charge of giving you the Nux Vomica. You would expect someone who's far more like menacing looking, for example. That is the expected thing to do. Like it's like a dangerous job that he's doing.
Well observed.
So it is so fascinating that he chooses actors, and in a way he loves to surprise his audience in a way. It's like a dichotomy, and which makes it even more surprising.
Yeah, yes, I think it would be terribly boring to do the predictable, no, Faridoon? I like the idea that he has these novel ideas, and that's what makes it resonate with the audience as well, because you see an interesting face, an interesting performance, an unlikely casting, and that kind of piques your interest. And I think that's so important. But at the end of the day, it's about telling the story as efficiently and correctly as possible. And if you are able to do that, then you're golden.
Right. Even in terms of the color tone that he chooses, I think that is something which is not maybe what you would expect from, like, say, like a thriller, for example.
Yeah.
And that makes it, I think, that much more cooler in a way as well, because it's something which is novel.
Yeah, so I think the credit of that has to go to Goyri, our DOP. He just did a fantastic job. He just gave such an interesting palette for the world of Bob, and I really think it adds to the ambience of the film.
Right. Okay. Now, with your experience, the movie is coming out in a satellite theater. We know that movies, when they release in cinema halls, for example, I'm just giving one random example, it reaches like a very minuscule percentage. Traditionally, movies, they have reached out to the whole country and a much wider audience when it does through satellite, like, for example. Now, OTT is different, but satellite has a tremendous sort of reach, because the women watch it, all sorts of people, they tend to watch it. With your experience in so many years, how has this particular aspect of movie watching, how has it personally impacted you with any of your movies that have done really well, say on satellite, and it has reached out to the whole world?
Well, it's always astonishing, no? Sorry, you make a film, it releases in the theaters and a large section of the audience, but then when it comes on the satellite television, it penetrates down to a section which you're completely unaware of. And it's fantastic because I really think the kind of numbers that you have on television and the reach of television is far superior to that of any other medium currently. And it's amazing the kind of feedback you get. And today, thanks to social media, we have access to that kind of feedback. And it's just amazing. It's an amazing platform. And I'm so happy that Bob is coming out on Zee Cinema, because they have a huge subscriber base. So I really am so happy that so many more people are going to get to enjoy the film.
Right. I just like to give one random example. Mr. Bachchan's movies, for example, they've done exceptional, I think, at satellite. But one of his films, Suryavansham, I think, it has created a record of sorts in terms of the way it appears on television. It's a massive hit on satellite. Everyone has watched Suryavansham because of its satellite
it's
release.
One of the most successful films for the channel when it comes on satellite. And that's
Absolutely.
why they keep showing it again and again. There's something about the film that appeals to people, you know.
Right.
Yeah, can you imagine so many years down the line? I mean, I think it's 20, 21 years since it released, and it still comes on satellite television, still does well.
Okay, now Ranveer has recently said that certain films they should be from here on they should be released in theaters because they have that experience. Certain films they should directly release on OTT because that is where their audience is and people would prefer watching them. Um, do you think that this is something that people need to accept that there will be different platforms and different content and different movies for them? Not accept because if there's a film that is befitting, for example, an OTT platform, and if you try and release it in say cinema halls, maybe it's not a good idea. So how do you look at this selection of the right platforms for movies from Iran?
I will agree to that statement. That's because they have to have a very unique and different approach to it. Right now, we're still in that slightly ambiguous, crossover period because people are coming out. People are compelled to go directly to OTT because of the pandemic and the lockdown. I think there will be different kinds of content that will be consumed on different platforms. There will be a very dedicated way to do it. I do believe that for a movie to release in the theater, there is a particular kind of writing and technique in making that film that is going to be involved. That writing will have to adapt for an OTT platform and then further possibly adapt for television. That's because different kinds of people want to watch different kinds of subjects told in a different kind of a way. An OTT platform is possibly leaning and, it kind of leans towards a long format. So your writing has to be in that sense. Also, in the sense, I've said this before as well. अगर आप थिएटर में बैठे हैं और आपको पिक्चर अच्छी नहीं लग रही है, you're not going to just get up and walk. You say, okay, चलो टिकट तो खरीद लिया, अभी बैठ ही जाता हूँ, मैं 3 घंटे सो जाता हूँ. But on an OTT platform, if you lose the audience's interest within a second, they're going to press a button and they're left.
Correct.
There's a different style that you need to write. They're all very unique styles in which you need to approach the writing of these things.
Absolutely. All right. And talking about Ranveer, you guys are having a football match on 7th, I believe, in Dubai for All Stars Football Club.
Yes.
And they're looking forward to that.
Oh, absolutely. It's always fun. What I love about, All Stars FC is it's something that Bankiwadi and Ranveer and I started as a charitable venture to raise money. And whenever we get the opportunity to travel with the team, play football with our friends, and raise money for charity, it's always wonderful. And, I think it's a nice way of putting a good message out there. I'm very thankful to all the boys in the team that have been coming out and practicing. We're looking forward to it to Dubai on the 7th and playing over there. It's the first time we're going to be going to Dubai to play a football match for All-Star FC. And I hope we get the opportunity to keep going back. But it's a great initiative. It's very close to my heart. Very excited to be there.
In fact, I saw a few of the videos, and you seem to be really serious about getting the strategy right.
Yes, I think it's very, very seriously, Faridoon. Because apart from that, first of all, that's my personality. But more importantly, when you're doing this for charity, there's this by and large sense that they're doing us a favor. No, we take it very seriously because we want to play a very competitive game of football. Because if you do that, then people realize that, okay, these guys, these actors are taking it seriously. They've taken out hours of their busy schedules to practice. They've come here and they're giving it their all. There's an air of seriousness to it. When you have that, then it just means that much more. It's not like, oh, we're celebrities, we're here to wave hands and raise some money. We don't want to take it callously. We take it very, very seriously. Everybody is very serious about it.
Right. And working with Mr. Balki once again?
Yes. What fun. It's always fun, whether we're shooting the idea campaigns or whether we're shooting Far or now Ghoomer. It's always great to work with Balki. He's a dear friend and he's a director I truly enjoy working with. He has such a unique voice, a cinematic voice. And he tells his stories in such a unique manner. It's always a lot of fun.
Right. So what is Ghoomer all about?
That I can't tell you right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not allowed to.
Will it have the traditional light humor, slice of life of Mr. Balki?
See, it's directed by Balki, so it'll have his perspective on it. But it's a very unique film. It's a film I'm very excited about. It's a big departure for Balki as well. But obviously, his Balkisms are going to be in it.
Right. So, Abhishek, as I've always said that you're a very fine producer. With the sort of, I think evolution that we're having in terms of content right now in India, and you personally have been enjoying and dabbling, be it web shows, be it movies, be it various other aspects. Would you want to be maybe coming up with content that you've always wanted to do and just see how it goes? Because people are, I think, ready for experimental content. It just has to be passionate somehow.
I'm very conflicted about all of this, Faridoon, to be very honest with you. And I think that conflict stems from the fact that I'm really enjoying myself as an actor right now. I don't know if I want to put on that producer's hat permanently. And it's a permanent job. It's a 24-hour job.
Right.
So if I come across something which I really feel passionate about, then I'll produce it. As of right now, I'd love to be able to back something that I truly believe in. Something that I feel a family can sit down and watch together. There's a big, my sense is there's a big fear about not being able to see something collectively. And, we spoke about this when we were talking about Dasvi as well. I feel after a long time, you've got a film that you can sit down with your family and watch with your family. There's no bad words, there's nothing vulgar, nothing. And I feel going forward, we need to maybe concentrate a lot more on that. But having said that, as a creative person, as an actor, anything that I feel passionate about, I'd love to be able to back.
Right. So, interestingly for the conversation that we had, we got a great response for the portion where you spoke about your grandfather and that maybe you want to do something around his life because it is so inspiring and so unique in its own way. And we got a fantastic response for that. And, in recent time, we've seen, say, for example, what has happened with the Rocket Boys, for example. Now, that is a context that many people, they would not even have thought of, maybe like, say, Homi Baba and Vikram Sarabhai and all, and their story. But the way it has been received and the way it has been, I think, made is truly amazing. So I think there are stories to be told, and I feel that your grandfather's story, I think, ought to be told. And a lot of people, they're genuinely very keen to know that would you really want to do it at some stage?
Yes, but all the pieces have to fall into position. Obviously, because it is my grandfather, something that I would not want to leave any stone unturned. It's not. It'll be a very ambitious project for me, and I will only get into it when I'm 100% satisfied that everything's been covered and everything is taken care of. So, yes, it will always be a dream, and I hope it's something that I can fulfill.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Abhishek, and looking forward to what this was.
Love to everyone at home.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Take care.